Okay. So, uh, I'm gonna go ahead and go over why the Bagla is like the best ship to pillage with, and it's because the matchups are absolutely amazing. So most
Uh-huh.
of the time when you play, um, most of the time when you play, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have an issue where um, you are against bigger ships. That's what spawns
Uh-huh.
with more pirates, and so you're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
balance it out by doing damage to them. And um, it's basically, especially at the higher difficulties, it's balanced around you doing the damage. If you don't do the damage, you're gonna have a bad time.
Uh-huh.
And the amount of shots you need on most matchups mean they hit you harder than you hit them. Whereas the
Uh-huh.
Bagla is different. Even though their high end spawns aren't that bad,
Uh-huh.
and it's a 3 token ship, so you have less moves to predict.
Uh-huh. So how come this guy is not able to land any attacks? Like, does he not know he needs to be in a certain direction to launch those cannonballs?
Yeah, that's skip your quick battle. These are pretty weak. It's important to know the rank of your enemies too.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, I'm recording this, so I will be talking to like the future audience as well. Welcome
Okay.
to the pillage. I'm training a new player, and I figure that you guys might want to watch this as new player training. Um, I'm gonna go over everything that's basic and how to do it. So in Rumble, you can hold down left click to charge balls, and then it will break in the order that you place them. So remember the first one and make sure it's accessible, and then charge a bunch of balls, and then launch the same ball to detonate, and you'll do a big attack. If something's left hanging, it will pop off and it will drop, leaving bruises, making it more difficult to stop. It's about the basics. You want to be fast with Rumble, but it's not the end of the world versus like brigands, especially these weak ones. Since we just started, and you're like a greenie, so like they're not going to be very strong. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Uh, uh, you will come across enemies that are greedies. They have a different kind of name. They've got bling on them. The easiest way to tell is that you see on the right side their color. It'll have a background color. It'll be like green or purple. It'll be the color of it'll be a color of one of the thingies of one of the ball colors, and that is how you shit. I'm bad. Holy shit. This is kind of problematic. It's important to team. So you see on the right side, the one that has a white border on it is the one you're teaming. The dots represent different people targeting them. You want to attack them in groups of 2 or 3, not more than that if you can help it, because if you do, the bots not only will stall, meaning the attacks take longer to get to them, they will also deal more deadly attacks. So if you start teaming like aggressive, like if you start like having 4 or 5 people on one, where it's an orange dot, that means 5 people are on there. It will have much stronger blows. So you got to be kind of careful about that. That's how you get insted. Is you have a bunch of people with tough bots who are doing some crazy shit. Now the bots you're going to be fighting are going to be way stronger than the ones you're probably going to find when you run the pillage or you're on your own pillage or when you play on other people's, especially like bigger ships because they don't like most people that play this game at the moment don't really fight tough brigands at all. They fight very weak enemies. and you can tell based on their rank and their mic color and things like that. Another important note is when you do target ships, absolutely under no circumstance ever target a ship that is blue. Your spawn, the ship that spawns for you to attack that has your ramp allocated to it, like your process of getting more and more treasure, is going to attack you. Notice how we got engaged. I didn't have to press the button to engage. You want to avoid engaging for a couple of reasons, unless you have very specific reasons that I can go into way later once you develop it a bit more. Um, Basically, there are certain reasons you want to engage later on. They're called bonus bonds, and so they are tougher fights, but you have to know how to identify them and you have to know when to take them. And that requires experience. So I would just stay away from it. Just only fight things that spawn and attack you. And you'll notice it's your spawn because it'll come near you and then it'll turn around, and that's your spawn. It'll try to engage you. And the settings that you set in the voyage will determine what you get as long as you have someone dnav. Bnaving is the duty navigation puzzle. It's like the constellation thing. You'll see it later. You can actually play the puzzle if you want. I don't mind. It doesn't really bother me. Um, we'll probably go on like a small ship at some point and let you practice all the puzzles, see which one that appeals to you, and then we'll try to find a guide or something for you to use. Because
Hmm.
the main goal of this crew is to get new players set up, and so that they have recipe for success really. So they learn how to do it the right way, and so they're not having to unlearn bad habits from years later. A lot
Oh,
of players will fight very weak enemies, and honestly, in my opinion, it's kind of a waste of time to do it. It is profitable for the person running the pillage, but it's not really profitable for like anyone joining. It's just most people can't really be nav, or they don't care to, and they don't get good
uh-huh.
scores when they do because they don't know the basic fundamentals of bnav. And so what happens is they take a lot of damage. And you notice how on their screen, everyone has their block filled up on the right side to a certain extent. When you take
Uh-huh.
damage in bnav, you see at the blocks at the top, the little gray blocks, that's from damage, right? We got
Uh-huh.
shot a little bit. We got rammed a
Right.
little bit. That's where it came from. And you can max them to a certain extent where they have way less room to work with, and it makes it way easier to defeat bots. And so,
Uh-huh.
like I was explaining earlier, you absolutely have to max enemies if you want to beat them. That like the thresholds you should be playing at to make it worth their time. So
Hmm.
those enemies were mostly harmless, which is the second lowest rank. If you click the enemy, if you go up to the crow's nest, which is where you should be if you're running a pillage, you should always be in a crow's nest, unless you're on a station and like you need to be on a station in like certain situations, like smaller ships like sloops. You'll have to learn how to manage stations. I probably should write a guide about that actually, on some more pillaging fundamentals, probably and whatnot. So, do you know what all the stations do?
Yeah. There's carpentry, there's sailing, uh, there's a sewing where you fix the
Patching,
mast.
patching,
Patching,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So different stations, and there's bilging.
yep. So, it basically relates to three stats. One is your speed. So your
Uh,
sailing and rigging generate move tokens in battle. So the tokens I use in order to move around and shoot and things like that. Those are generated from sailing.
uh,
However, gunning generates the actual guns I use. Whenever I fire, they have to clean the gun and reload it. Um, so let me move this here. Whoops. Um, Duty navigation controls the spawn you get and makes it go within the settings. If you hover over your mouse over the little skull and bones icon on the top near the speed, you'll see pillaging hard to very hard barbarians. If since the mercs always do good, which is like super bots, you have to pay
uh-huh.
rum spice to get them. They always do like good on duty reports. If you hit escape, you'll notice how all the like Selena Black Eye and Delia Knucklebone, they all do good. So like they do above
Uh-huh.
average. Um,
Okay.
so like, you don't need players to run big ships anymore. You can just use mercenaries, but it's whether or not it's profitable is a whole other thing. Sailing generates move tokens. Guns generate guns for you to fire.
Uh-huh.
Carpentry repairs damage. Bilging removes bilge, which slows you down and slows the accumulation of move tokens that you accumulate. So like a high level of bilge means you don't get very many moves at all, and you're a sitting duck. You're very easy to
Uh-huh.
damage and grapple.
Right.
So the goal is, depending on the ship, is you want to shoot the enemy enough times to make them maxed, and then while avoiding getting shot yourself as much as possible, and then you will
Uh-huh.
grapple them cleanly so you don't take much damage. The goal
Uh-huh.
is perfect scores where you don't take any damage, you max them and you grapple them. Those are usually very good. They're usually very rewarding fights because what happens is you have something called ramp, and basically the diff is the game has like this hidden might rating for your ship of how powerful you are, and the more
Uh-huh.
you win battles and the more decisively you win them, the stronger enemies you face. So the stronger enemies you face, the more booty they have, the more treasure you get.
Uh-huh.
The more pirates on board, the more treasure you get as well. So even just having bodies on the ground is good enough, is good. So you being so you notice how we decisively won. So we went from the second weakest now to the second toughest, called Sea Lords. The toughest are called
Oh.
Imperials. Um, um, so they're probably going to do left, left, forward here. So I'm going to aggressively go forward, right, forward, and shoot twice on the left. If you can get early salvo like I did last time, early shots in there in like the first round, as you shoot the enemy, they start to gain bilge, and they basically move slower.
Uh-huh.
Okay, nice. So you see the little token, the little up and down thing. That's a blocker. It makes it so I can't move four times in a round, and that's
Uh-huh.
because I'm in a bigger ship. It's actually an advantage when you're playing because when you're in a bigger ship, you'll go against three moves, so they can only move three moves, so they have less variance of what they can do.
Hmm.
When you're bnaving, one of the biggest things is you want to avoid winds and you want to avoid whirls, which are whirlpools. You'll
Uh-huh.
learn like over time just by watching like what they do. But basically, you move in and it'll move you to like the opposite square you move into, and it'll turn you. Um,
Uh-huh.
it's kind of difficult to describe. You kind of just have to watch and learn over time. But basically, the thing is, bots can cheat and read your moves, and they can straight up just use a crazy collision mechanic to to they'll use a crazy collision mechanic in order to like be able to grapple you. So here, they're pretty Sea Lords are usually pretty aggressive, not quite imps. They're gonna come
Uh-huh.
forward and grapple, so I'm gonna shoot them once and then I'm gonna grapple a second.
Uh-huh.
Unless they go left, right, in which case I'm kind of fucked. But usually, oh, they did that. Okay, all right. So they might have run out of moves because I did hit them a lot. You notice the bar above them that fills
Yeah.
when they have moves. So they have three moves. And so what happens is when they put in three move tokens in, it fills the white bar. When they put in guns and in addition to that, it makes a red tick at the end. That doesn't happen with
Uh-huh.
smaller vessels.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. Both Phil and I are really good at B now, so you'll learn a lot if you watch us play.
Uh-huh.
Oops, fucked up. Uh, and you'll notice as we progress, the enemies will get tougher and tougher.
Uh-huh.
Make sure you're teaming and that you're clicking and that you have at least two dots on the person you're targeting. Okay, are you checking that?
Um, Not at the moment. I'm currently just focusing on getting these like things to not fall over.
Are you getting a lot of attacks at you? A lot of stuff showing up.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Greedies are really good to go for. So when you see colored blocks, what you want to do is just hit. It'll change the color of the blocks that are respective to theirs and try to hit them with as much of those as possible at once. So you want to hit them with a big block. Try not to target them unless you have blocks of that color.
Uh-huh.
Because what happens is when you do that, they give us treasure chests, and those treasure chests are special, in that they can have familiars, they can have they can have all kinds of stuff, and they can also have trinkets, which can be exchanged for sacks of that can contain a lot of money sometimes. Um, so it's a great way to make money that way. That's what most of the big pillages do. So now we won
Uh-huh.
with 18. So we just won two in a row, very concise, very decisively. So now our
Uh-huh.
ramp's gonna go through the fucking roof. Our next enemies are definitely gonna be like a dark orange, um, some dark orange like Imperials.
Uh-huh.
And you'll notice how you got like 624 gold pre-cut, right?
Uh-huh.
624 pre-cut. So um, whoops, I meant to do that in global. Okay, now we're facing Imperials. Make sure you hop on a station in battle, okay?
Uh-huh.
For smaller vessels, you kind of have to because you start replacing mercenaries with people, and they have to do their
Huh?
job. Um,
Right.
Plus, puzzling successfully increases our ramp as well, so you'll make more money that
Right.
way too.
Okay. And you said which station you want me to?
Whatever station you is empty, it's fine.
Okay.
And if a station that you want to play is completely full, just take over one that's on a bot, and I'll move it somewhere else.
Okay. All right. I'm in sailing, by the way.
That's fine. So, I mean, they could just go left here and then go left again. So, I mean, I was tempted to go left forward and shoot, but I'd rather go up to this area up here that's top that's pretty empty, so it's better for us to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would have hit them like 3 times, but would have gotten hit once. Imperials are much more interested in trading with you than most other brigands.
Okay.
And again, if you're in a max fight, like you're both at max, you should expect to lose that against decent bots, by the way.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, so it's important that you get all the damage you can on them without taking any damage, or
Uh-huh.
very minimum damage. Couple lines, usually you're okay, but depends on the difficulty. Um,
Uh-huh. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
You're totally fine. Do you have any questions so far?
Not much actually. I'm trying. What I'm saying is, I'm getting the gist of it. Basically, you sail around, find enemy ships, and then first you try to damage them as much as possible, then board their ship and pillage.
Yeah,
Does that sound right?
yeah, it's exactly right.
All right. Now, with the details and stuff, I would be able to make better decisions. Right.
So I think they're gonna go forward, right, left. So I'm gonna go
Uh-huh.
forward twice and then shoot on three, which is where they can show up. It's also important to maintain your tokens. So you'll see on the right, your right, your little mini screen, you'll see like my tokens build up. You see how I have it manually selected.
Uh-huh.
I do that because um, I want to be able to build up the tokens that I need.
Right.
Um, which like if you have like very good sailors isn't really an issue, but a
Uh-huh.
lot of the times you have what you work with, right? So
Yeah. Okay, so if I'm in the sailing station, these tokens are dependent on me.
hmm and other people are in
Uh,
sailing. Yep,
Okay. So that's how, like, if we do our job right, it helps you.
exactly. And if you don't do your job right, yeah,
And everybody gets the short end of the stick.
yeah, to say the least. They're being pretty defensive. I'm in a good position because the only way I could hit them is if they turn into me, and they can't hit me, so they can't grapple me no matter what they do.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna sit right here, and I'm gonna shoot the shit out of them. 3, not bad. Cannonballs to to work with. Oh, plenty. Just about max. Oh god. Shit. Are you charging up balls at all?
Huh?
Are you holding right and left click to charge up balls?
Not not more commonly.
Yeah, so at the start, when you're especially if you're not being attacked, you can tell based on the number of dots on your circle, on your portrait, right?
Huh?
If you're not being
Right.
attacked, you can build up a lot of them, and then burst them all at once, and you'll just destroy a motherfucker.
Oh, so that's why you're doing that.
Yeah, yeah. After this, I'll rumble you, and I'll coach you on how to play rumble, because we'll be playing primarily rumble, because mercenaries are better
Oh,
at it.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I want you to share your screen. I want to see how big the attack ends up being. I'm really curious.
I'll take a screenshot and share it
Oh, I
to
want to
you.
see it live.
Oh, okay.
That might be cream. Oh, allspice. Oh, look at that. Beaufort Islands. Okay, that's usable.
Oh. Or maybe when you actually rumble. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So
that would
what's
be
a
tough.
gold cloth scrap trophy?
Hmm.
I got a gold cloth scrap trophy.
Yeah, yeah. You accumulate that by a bunch of different stuff actually.
Uh-huh. Got it.
What I would do for you is I would save up your money and try to earn enough money to buy a bagla and then run pillages on that. But the sloop will do for fine for now.
Okay.
The sloop's just really cheap and it's very inexpensive to stock.
Uh-huh. We wouldn't have any like other like large ships or like maybe other kind of pirate ships. Like say for example long ships or corsairs. What kind of ships did they have?
Oh, there's all kinds of vessels, all kinds.
Wow.
Plus a ton of unique versions of ships, especially sloops to collect if you like collecting.
Uh-huh. Do they have barja ships?
They have what?
It's a like a obscure kind of a ship. It was for the Bavarij pirates in the Arabian Sea.
I don't know. I don't know what type of ship you're talking about. I didn't quite catch it.
It's kind of a DHOW
Yeah,
kind of a
yeah,
ship.
we have that. Yep, it's in the game.
Okay.
So NPCs like the AI brigands and the barbarians absolutely love going in whirlpools.
Huh.
So watch carefully how when they go in the whirlpool how it moves them, and watch
Okay.
how I move to anticipate it. Because if they go in that first slot, the top one, it'll move them to the bottom one. So I'm getting in position to shoot them when they do.
Okay.
Again, though, you don't want to play around whirlpools if you can help it. They didn't go into it. Crazy. I've hit them quite a bit. I'm not quite out of moves
Uh-huh.
yet. They're maxed. It's got legendary bnav.
Okay.
Remember, when you have a big
Yeah.
block of colors, try to find a greedy that matches it. See the colors on the right side?
Uh-huh.
Try to find one that matches it. You'll know you're on one when your things change a little bit.
Okay. I'll supercharge multiple raids.
Yeah, as many as you can when you're not being attacked.
Yeah.
Bigger the combo, the more damage, basically. Think of it like that.
Uh-huh.
Big tip is to keep a ball that you need to use to detonate it. Oh shit, whoops. Keep a ball that you need to detonate it handy.
Uh-huh.
Like keep it in one of your fists that you're not going to use. That's more accessible.
Ooh, did it.
Another good tip is to make your first chain super accessible and then play stuff deeper.
Uh-huh. All right, this time was more the rumble was quite much more easier and it didn't stick too much down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And is it okay if I come back tomorrow? I gotta
Mm-hmm.
leave a little bit early, but I appreciate your time and thank you very much.
No problem. No worries, man. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too, man.